Hi, good afternoon to you ladies, to the men, to the boys, to the girls. Welcome to my football channel, DLG Reppin. This is your host, this is your guy, back again with another football edition. Now, I've done some more reading and I watched a little video clip of Enya Loco, and she said it's easy for us high profile celebrities, footballers, etc., to be living in a bubble and not observing what goes on within the world of society. And she feels that tougher punishments need to be implemented in places because the punishment that is set out there basically is just not strong enough to counter discrimination such as racism. And she says multicultural society, multicultural cities and multicultural in sport, and that's highly important, because we live in a world where some parts of it is diverse and some parts of it is not diverse, if you get what I'm saying. However, she was interviewed on Sky Sports earlier, and she made some valid points, very clear and intelligent points, and it made quite a lot of sense to me. In fact, it made a hell of a lot of sense to me. And she just said what she needed to say on based on the racism, and she had she had her views about football can bring people together, no matter what colour you are, no matter where you come from in the world, what religion or cultural background you're from in the world. Football is meant to be that sport that can bring people together. And if racism is an issue, then some of the things that are said are just very uncomfortable. These were her words I'm saying here. And things out there that's happened during the protest, some of it was uncomfortable to watch. But then that's Enya Loco's views on particular racism. The racism matter, and especially relating to the George Floyd death in the United States, in Minneapolis. So moving on into other news, Manchester United's manager Ole Solskjaer says that he will not be buying any rotten apples at Man United to join his team or within the dressing room, and that is there's one rotten apple that they feel that maybe the fans feel that they have in the dressing room, and that's Paul Pogba. And I think it's highly likely, I could be wrong, but I feel that it's highly likely that they will get shot of him the moment a football club meets their price evaluation of Paul Pogba. So and that will help build the spirit within the dressing room amongst the players. And I feel I feel that's what Solskjaer wants to do, is just bring in players that he feels that can add to the spirit, as well as add to the quality they have in their first 11, like Bruno Fernandes, for example. And he says that he does want to make 4 signings. So, that's the job that he has in hand, and that job is to make a statement to the rest of the Premier League. Man United fans, maybe you've heard Solskjaer talk about getting rid of rotten apples and not wanting to buy rotten apples. But do you feel Pogba is a rotten apple, or do you feel that he can bring something into the team when he returns from his injury, or when he returns into the first team? Just drop your comments below. And while you're doing that, all football fans around the world, you can also drop your comments below on this subject, and drive the thumbs up like button for me, more than the down. And do remember to subscribe to my channel. That is DLG Reppin, yeah? Smash the subscribe button for me, left, right and centre, hard and passionate. And let's help, let's build up this channel for me, yeah? And for yourselves as well, yeah? Bringing you live and direct contacts. Right, moving on. Fulham v Brentford is more than likely to be scheduled to be the first game of the campaign. Or, not the first game of the campaign, but the first game to resume in the second tier campaign, meaning calling it by the Championship. And that's a West London derby that should be very exciting, because both Fulham and Brentford are hopeful of being Premier League teams next season. But the reality is West Brom and Leeds United have pulled away a bit. But Fulham and Brentford, they can still make the playoffs, and that's what makes it interesting. And I'm going to read a bit here. Fulham's match against Brentford is scheduled to be the first Championship game to be played when the second tier resumes on June 20. No Championship fixtures have been played since the 8th of March because of the coronavirus pandemic. Oops. Okay. And the EFL's restart date is provisional, subject to safety requirements being met. The two promotion rivals will meet in a 12:30 kickoff British time. Leaders Leeds United will return to action against Cardiff on June 21. So there's a lot to be played for in the Championship playoffs, and for me, there's more to be sorted out within the playoff section than there is in the top two between West Bromwich Albion and Leeds United. So 1 and 2 still needs to be sorted out, in fact, but the reality is I see Leeds and West Brom pulling through away from the chasing pack, and that's the reality of the situation. So I'm going to leave it as that. If you've got anything to say on this, Leeds United fans, West Brom fans, you obviously know that you obviously know that you're the top two and you feel confident of being Premier League teams once the Championship resumes. So Fulham, Brentford fans, or fans of the chasing pack in the playoffs, if you've got something to say, then drop it in the comments section below, and I'll get back to you and have a conversation. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Arsenal. I don't think there's much to talk about, other than I'm hearing stories. Excuse me, people. Other than I'm hearing stories that Alexander Lacazette has been offered to Inter Milan. Now he has stated that he's happy, but technically and entirely, the whole situation is up to Arsenal Football Club if they want to sell him and get a transfer fee. We won't get more than what we bought him for, but we might get up to 30 to 35 mil if we're 35 mil if we're lucky. 30 mil would sound realistic, although he's not had the best of seasons. However, he has been injured, and at the same time, while he's been injured, he hasn't come back and hit the dizzy heights. But although he was showing signs of progress after injury, or after a goal drought, should I say, and I felt that his performances during the season has not been the best. And it doesn't help when you had a manager who was tactically clueless during the beginning of the new season to the midway through the season, and played him out of position. Basically, he didn't want to play for Unai Emery, and a number of Arsenal players didn't want to play for Unai Emery. Hence the reason why in training it was reported that they were taking the mickey. Well, when I say training, in a meeting at the training grounds, some of the players will take it upon themselves to take the mickey out of his accent, which is completely wrong. It's not his fault that his English is not as fluent as mine or someone else's, or Cockney man, or, But however, he did have his point about dropping Ozil for a reason. But if he was to drop Ozil, he needed to play a number 10 like-minded player, and there was no one else. But then again, you could have tried it with Ceballos or Guendouzi, but at the time he failed to get results, and he lost the dressing room. So in the end, the decision was to sack him, and Lacazette was part of that. And well, he could be offered to Inter Milan. It depends on how much Inter Milan are willing to pay for him, and how badly does Inter Milan and Antonio Conte want him. And I think he may be welcome into the group of Inter Milan players should he arrive, should he be bought from us to Inter Milan. And come this time next week, Wednesday, the Premier League will be back, and I don't know if I'm looking forward to Man City, But however, with Mikel Arteta, a result is possible. I wouldn't say how realistic, from a scale of 1 to 10. If you ask me how realistic a result is, I'd say we're looking at 20 to 30% possible that we can get a result at the Etihad. 3 points, less than 20%, let's be real. We are overwhelming underdogs, and City are overwhelming favourites. So we are just going to have to play to our strengths that day. And, if we get the counter-attacks, we're going to have to try and hit the target more than once, because if we don't, this City team will destroy us. And I mean destroy us the way they destroyed Watford in the cup final. And that's the damn truth. So, Arsenal fans, are you excited about the season coming back? Are you excited to see Arsenal resume from where they left off, or should I say continue from where they left off? Drop your comments in the comment section below, and I'll have a conversation. But for all football fans who are listening and who are tuned in, drop your comments below in the comment section below. Yeah, drop your comments below in my section column part. Yeah, right down there. Yeah, smash the thumbs up like button. Yeah, for me, more than the thumbs down. And I mean viewers, especially you viewers, yeah, who are tuning in and listening, yeah, do subscribe to my channel, yeah. If you're a new viewer, yeah, it would be lovely to have you subscribing to my channel. And like I said, I've got 35 subscribers and another 965. Then it will be like rolling to heaven. But yeah, the 35 subscribers that are there for me, yeah, thanks for the support and love once again. And I'm hoping for a hell of a lot more than 35 subscribers. When I get 1 subscriber, you're getting shouted out. You're getting shouted out. But when I get more than 1 subscribers, I'll still shout you out, yeah. I don't have to necessarily shout your name out, but I will still shout you out, yeah. So I'm waiting for my subscribers, and patiently and nicely, yeah. So when you do subscribe all in one go, please, if you can. Otherwise, this is your guy, your host, DLG Reppin, on my football channel. And to the ladies, to the gentlemen, to the men, to the ladies, to the gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls, it's peace, bless and love. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. And hope the football context was as clear as it can be. Sorry about the stuttering yet again. Well, I'll try and improve on that. And the little coughs in between. So I'm going to leave you guys again, and I'll be back this evening, yeah? Just bear with me. Peace, bless and love. I'm out, so laters.